this lab says we're going to do is we're going to apply 4,500 pounds of load. Okay, and that's distributed between 2 points. I'd prefer that you wear safety glasses if you're up at the beam measuring. Tape measure, its ability to measure compared to how accurate a strain gauge is significantly off. So there can be significant error just in gaining your measurements from your beam. These strain gauges, as long as they're reading right, are spot on. Your theoretical should line up very closely with your actual.
Let's say PepsiCo comes through, and they put a bottling operation right there. And it takes 5 to 7 liters of water to make 1 liter of Pepsi, because of all the industrial water that you need to use for the wash water and creating the plastic. So they start pumping out of the ground, I don't know, 500,000 gallons a day. All right, so I'm going to start pumping out of my well right here. Watch my river. Watch what happens to my river as I start pumping.
And then, whoa.
Okay, so you can see my river is getting a lot smaller. That's because I'm pumping groundwater out. Okay, what the groundwater table is lowered, when the groundwater table is lowered, the river now starts feeding the groundwater. It's called a losing stream, meaning it's losing water to the groundwater around it. All right, so now we've got a losing stream right here. Now I have another well that's right about here. And so let's say I've got a community that wants to come in and they want to put in a new development. And so they want to come in here and they want to flatten all this out and they want to put in a couple hundred homes or something. And they need a community well. So maybe they want 500,000 gallons of water a day out of here. Or this could also instead be a combined animal feeding organization, a CAFO, right? So now they, and if you look, see how this completely dried up, the backside here? I'm going to pull my debris jam out of here for a while. So they come in and they start pumping 500,000 gallons of water out of the ground. So now they're pumping and they're pumping. Watch what happens to the river.
And the lake.
Yeah, the lake is really going to go down a little bit. So let's see, the river, is the river getting smaller? Okay. And eventually the river is pretty much going to dry out. Because we've got water being pumped out of here and water being pumped out of there. Kind of a double whammy. So the water's now dried up. And literally this is what happens out west. The Colorado River, which is like the second largest river in the United States, never even makes